Frankfurt is known mainly as Germany's financial hub, and that's the first impression one gets from the shiny glass facades of the banking centre. But Frankfurt is increasingly becoming a centre of the arts as well, with more museums than almost any other German city, nearly 60 altogether. Among the museums along the Main River is the Stadle Art Institute. The Stadle's vast collection represents 700 years of European art history, from the early 14th century through the Renaissance, Baroque, Classicism and the contemporary schools. In early 2012, the Stadle opened an underground extension for contemporary art beneath the Stadle Garden. 195 skylights funneled daylight into the exhibition space.
I like it a lot. With this bright modern space, the art is presented much better.
I
think it's pretty cool. From a student's perspective, I really like the skylights because they let in natural light.
The Schön Art Gallery also presents exhibitions of international calibre. Planning begins up to 3 years in advance of the actual shipping and installation of the pieces. Pablo Picasso, Edvard Munch and Gustav Caillebotte are just a few of the famous names that have been shown here in a new and original context. The Schön has become an essential part of Frankfurt's image as a city of the arts.
In general, Frankfurt is definitely one of the most interesting centers for visual arts, alongside Berlin and Munich. On the one hand, because of the museums, and on the other, because of the exhibitions. There's really very much going on here for a relatively small city.
In einer relativ kleinen Stadt wirklich sehr, sehr viel.
Frankfurt's own circle of artists is small but international. Young artists from all over the world come here to study at the renowned State Academy of Fine Arts, known as the Stadle Schule. These 3 young artists were in the 2012 graduating class. They've been invited to present their final projects in the Museum of Modern Art.
This is a prime opportunity for me to show my works. I'm really excited to see how they come across in a museum context like this. It's totally different from when you show your work in a studio.
This is definitely very different from exhibiting in some kind of off space somewhere. At any rate, the audience is a totally different one.
Like mentally, it's nice that as I'm finishing up and then getting into real world, and this is real museum, so symbolically, it's really, exciting.
In addition to its major exhibition halls, Frankfurt has several museums devoted to specialized topics. One of them is the Film Museum. Visitors can explore motion picture history interactively using old-fashioned viewing devices. And film excerpts, props and special effects models reveal what gives movies their enduring fascination and ability to affect audiences so profoundly. Frankfurt is also home to Germany's oldest Jewish museum. The museum covers the history of the city's Jewish community, its centuries of tradition, and its social and religious life, from the first Jews to settle in the area to the persecution by the Nazis and efforts at resistance. The names of Frankfurt Jews who were deported and murdered during the Nazi regime have been engraved on a wall as a memorial. Today, Frankfurt once again has a vibrant Jewish community. Frankfurt also boasts one of the funniest museums in the world, according to its creators. The Caricature Er is a museum of comic art. It shows society as seen and interpreted by caricaturists. But it does have a serious message for its visitors.
Endlich mitzubekommen,
we'd like them to realise that this cliché about the Germans having no sense of humour is thoroughly debunked here once and for all. We'd like them to take that message to the world and do away with the prejudice.
These gentlemen started the famous satire magazine Titanic in Frankfurt in 1979. The Caricature Museum spotlights their work. The only real problem museum goers face in Frankfurt is deciding which one to see first.